round, young Manchester United side are on Merseyside to face Everton, and it'll be a tough game. Everton, always a fierce opponent. Whenever Manchester meets Merseyside, you know you're going to be in for a battle. Will Neil Ryan's side be up to the task? Let's hope so in this Premier League Under-18s North clash as Everton host United at Finch Farm. The action coming your way very shortly. Here with me in the Old Trafford studio, Joe Thompson, who graduated through the Man United Academy before forging a career elsewhere in the professional game. And Joe, Everton away is always going to be a tough game, isn't it? How much do the lads need to be up for a fight as well as being able to play good football and showcase their skills?
Definitely, you know, it's going to be a competitive game, fast and frantic at times, and that's what you expect when you play Everton. You know, they're a good side, so I'm expecting a very tough fixture indeed.
And a very lively-looking front three for us. Satona, Alanga, Shoretire, all who have bags of pace and plenty of skill.
They do, and you want to see it. You know, they played particularly well against Sunderland at the weekend, and you just want to see them build on and, you know, keep developing as young players.
Yeah, the team in very fine form right now as well. Right, let's get the team news, and to take you through the action, it's Arthur Albiston and Dave Stowell.
Both United and Everton won their last league matches comfortably against a Sunderland side who are yet to pick up a point this season. Both sides know that tonight will be a much tougher test than that provided by the Black Cats. Games between these two at this level in recent times have been highly competitive and often high scoring. So we'll see who can step forward and hit the heights tonight. United coach Neil Ryan has rung the changes with his side having to play 3 games in the space of a week. There are 7 alterations in total from the 4-0 win against Sunderland on Saturday. Indeed, the spine of the team is almost entirely different from the Weir side win. The 4 survivors are Beja, Devine, Satona and Alanga, and of those only Beja played the full 90 minutes at the weekend. Some of the recent under-23 squad members come in, including Mengi, Devine and Mesbury. Top scorer Charlie McCann is on the bench alongside Will Fish, who's back after nearly 2 months out. In terms of Everton, they've won 4 of their last 6 games. Right back Josh Hosey was sent off here in a fiery encounter between these two sides last season. Top scorer Tom Cannon leads the line with an impressive 17 goals to his name in all competitions, and he'll be backed up by Lewis Dobbin, just behind him in the charts, with 11 strikes to his name. Last season it was fascinating when these two sides went toe-to-toe. Here it was very tight and tense, and Dylan Levitt proved the difference with a very late penalty in a 1-0 Manchester United win. The exact opposite was true on the final day of the regular season back at the Aon Training Complex. Everton won out by 5 goals to 4. Manchester United losing out despite a Damani Mella hat-trick. A bit of a harem-scarum game on that day, Arthur Albiston. We saw both of those encounters last season, and it was odd the way they contrasted, but they were both entertaining affairs.
They were, and they usually are when you play Everton. They're always feisty affairs, no holds barred, almost like a local derby.
A little bit of a breeze around, a well-watered surface as well. The ingredients are there for a good game. There is much potential between these two sides in terms of producing exciting football, much potential within the two sides as well. Tonight is about drawing it out and making it count. Another step along the footballing journey for those in red and indeed in blue. Josh Hosey with the throw, who saw red in this encounter last season. Everton had to rejig and reshuffle without him, and did enough to keep United out right until the last few minutes. Back it goes to Reece Welsh. On again to Zanluk Leban, the Slovenian goalkeeper for Everton. A lot of attacking talent on this pitch this evening, so no surprise to see the game bright from the off. Thierry Small looking to provide some service. It was Ted Mengi who got it away. Reece Hughes, the Everton captain. Small once again is well forward and looking for Cannon. It was just a little behind him. He couldn't quite reshape the body to get the strike away.
Yeah, it was a better ball this time from the left full-back Small. Difficult one for the striker Cannon. Just made contact with it but couldn't really direct it.
Hughes steps away from Mesbury. Hardly watched that ball all the way. It's good to see the likes of Elanga dropping back in and helping there, as you'd expect, as indeed is their job description, really, when the opposition is on the attack. But it's part of a Manchester United outfit now with 2 clean sheets in the last 3 games against Blackburn and Sunderland. Their only clean sheets, in fact, since opening day in the league, which was another victory against Sunderland without conceding 3-0 on that first weekend of the campaign.
Yeah, 2 contrasting games as well. The Sunderland game, obviously playing a team who've been used to getting beat, but the Blackburn game, they had to dig in and defend for their lives, and they got there in the end.
Short lovely spin, and the strike certainly had pace. It just didn't quite have the right direction.
Again, first thought is, can I turn with the ball? Can I get at them, get out my feet and shoot? 2 touches, skips across the surface, but it doesn't really trouble Laban in goals.
Good defensive shift from Lewis Dobbin. 11 goals in 19 games for him this season. We've had 20 minutes. Here's Dobbin, trying to step away from Hardley. He's done so, and he just lacked the composure to finish the move off neatly.
It's a fantastic diagonal ball, and Hardley just got caught. His feet tangled up a little bit. As Dobbin controls it, he's got to come back inside. There's not going to be any weight in your tackle because he's off balance here. Thankfully, Dobbin scoops it over the bar.
Hardley. Esbury. Once again, the man on the end of the challenge, this time from his opposite number. Just misjudged that rather than trying to be malicious in any way.
Yeah, as I said before, Mesbury's got a wonderful ability to have the ball very tightly in the middle of the park there, where it's the most congested.
Mesbury's not, picks out Beja, who's looking for Satona. Well, he had to improvise, but from that range he had to score, really. And he finds the telling touch to give Manchester United the lead on Merseyside.
Fantastic ball in from Beja on that right-hand side, picked out by Mesbury. Takes a touch and fires it into a danger area, 6-yard box. I think Satona might have chested that. I thought the Everton players might have been complaining for a handball. Looks as if he sort of just de-escalated this. It was a little bit of a shoulder, but certainly chested it in, no problem. Fantastic ball in, just let it hit you really and get in there.
Small. McAllister. Mark Helmet was near him. Small again. Oliver Noonan, the referee here, really trying to allow the game to flow.
Satona on the end of another hefty challenge. Unfortunately, that's what you get playing up front. Lost his boot as well. Sandwiched in between the 2 of them. No escape.
And there was some pushing and shoving off the ball while Satona was sorting himself out, having to reboot while the referee just takes charge a little. Certainly Mark Helm got a shove from Sean McAllister and a couple of others stepped in. So important to stand your ground in a game like this, but also to keep your head, and it's not always easy to do the 2 things together.
That's the trick, actually. You're going to get riled. You know what it's going to be like before you come. You've just got to make sure you keep composed.
Devine looking to pull it back. It was sent back with interest by Mark Helm. Elanga fancies a go, and why not? And Laban just had to see it away somehow.
The keeper's probably thinking from the angle he's going to hit it, it's going to go across his goals at the other corner, but he hits it at the near post. Had to be smart there. Might have maybe sneaked in, but he can't be sure.
Well, it's that horrible bounce just in front of the goalkeeper, which they don't like, isn't it? And Elanga tried to make it move around at the same time as firing it towards goal. In from Shortire. Too long for everybody. Hughes. Onyango. Hughes again. It's another nice run from him. But once again, the shot didn't quite live up to expectation. And the final attack of the first half, it would seem, will come from an Everton corner.
Yeah, it was Mengi just getting in the way of that cross-come shot. Small again involved in a couple of moves at Everton are finishing the half with. He's got half a dozen crosses in from that left-hand side. He's wanting to be watched.
Plenty looking to get on the end of that. It was Will Fish who was decisive, and the whistle brings a first half to an end, which has seen both sides have their moments, but the one moment that's really counted has come from Deji Sotona, who managed to somehow nudge the ball home after terrific work from Mesbury and Beja to set him up. Certainly a promising first half, and we'd expect plenty more in an attacking sense, and indeed perhaps in a tackling sense in the second half. But at the break, it's Everton 0, Manchester United 1. Short time to start us in the second half then. Mesbury and Manchester United looking to hit the ground running in part 2. Off we go. There have been some big old scorelines in Everton matches this season. They've mauled some teams, including beating Sunderland 10-0 in mid-September. They also won 7-3 against West Brom, 4-1 against Blackburn, and 7-2 in another game against Sunderland. But they've also been on the end of some beatings too. 6-1 by Liverpool in a painful Merseyside derby, 5-1 by Stoke, and 4-1 at the hands of Derby County. So they can be got at defensively, and that will be what Neil Ryan has perhaps been telling his side at half-time.
Yeah, and they can also sort of fight back. They're only a goal in it, and they are playing at home, so we've got to expect them to try and come out as I'd be more comfortable when we get a second goal, because I think we'll need that to win this game. But we've done well ourselves, and I'm sure Neil will be happy with that. We've created chances, and we've had to do some defending when we've had to. And all round, it's been a confident display as well from United, and let's hope we can carry it on the next 45.
Down goes Elanga. First crunching challenge of the second half. I will suggest it won't be the last.
No, just his legs taken from him there. The referee's right on top of it.
McAllister. Now Dobbin. They've got an overlap with Hosey. Dobbin went for it anyway. It was blasted away just when it needed to be by Ted and Mengi.
Shot again coming in from Dobbin. The overlapping fullback. Hosey helped him out there, creating a little bit of distraction. Opened up for him. It's on target. Good save from Masson then.
Hardly. Elanga. Mengi. Mesbury. Out-muscled. And now Dobbin with options. One of them's on Onyango. He makes his considerable presence count. His strength in the middle of the park set it up. And then he was there to apply the finish.
Yeah, started the second half brightly. Dobbin does excellent again there. Could have crossed that, just rolls it back into Onyango's path. He's only 10 yards from the goals now. Just make sure he gets it on target, keeps it down. Masney just got his foot to it actually. Almost blocked it, but they've shown their intent as soon as this whistles went for the start of the second half and got themselves back on level terms.
Mistake by Mengi. You don't generally see many of those. Here's Dobbin. Still going. And still! And that was very, very close indeed.
Yeah, it just took a deflection there. Looked as if it had actually looked into the net. But he's a tough customer, Dobbin. This time he cuts back inside onto his left foot, takes a deflection, and because the net riffles at the back, Thought for a second that had gone in.
So, Everton with a sharp response at the start of this second half, looking to double their money. Bobbled around a fair bit there, it just wouldn't roll for Onyango. Short tire for Beja. Swiderski. Ted and Mengi for Bjorn Hartley. You can tell the Everton tails are up. The coaching staff are off the bench. They're geeing up their troops further. Helm brings Fish into the game. Beja. Movement from Satona. Here he is. Wants a bit of space for the shot, which certainly caused issues for Jean-Luc Leban.
A good save from the keeper. Satona gets it on his stronger left foot, moves it to the side, curling it. Keeper had it covered, but to get the second attempt.
Elanga using pace and strength, and then a cool head. Manchester United needed someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck, and that someone is Anthony Elanga.
I don't know how he's got that in such a tight angle. It looks as if he was going to go to ground there. Gets past Jose into the box. And you think the fullback's got to be careful here because he's beat in the 6-yard box and rolls it past Leban, who probably didn't expect that. Maybe expected to be cut back for one of the red shots that was in front of him. Fantastic finish.
Well, he can be so dangerous when he gets going. Neatly done. Satona looks to help him out, and Satona is found, and the goalkeeper found him too, and that will be a Manchester United penalty. The pace of those in red, far too much for those in blue, and indeed the man in yellow, who just had to grab and hope that he got the ball.
Yeah, there's no substitute for pace. You can see that happening before it did. Leban comes diving out. Satona is always going to get his foot there before him. But good play from Shota, running through the middle of the park and getting away for 3 or 4 players to win his side of penalties.
Yellow card for the keeper. Satona won it. He's going to take it, and he will hope to score it. Which indeed he does. For 15 minutes it was Everton's second half, but the 5 that have followed have swung it very much in Manchester United's direction.
Yeah, no hesitation in getting up and taking it. That's what you like to see in a striker. Very confident, puts the keeper the wrong way.
The Toffees will wonder how this game has got away from them. Dobbin looking to set Cannon away, and Cannon makes no mistake and drags Everton back into it again. He's had a very quiet night in front of goal, but when his big chances come, he's made the most of it.
As I said before, he's not had much to go on, but fantastic ball slotting him through there. Passing well off his line. Just picks his spot round him.
And goes short tire. That might be enough to see the game out.
Yeah, you don't have to sprint to get that ball now. Yeah, he's had a few kick shots, as has Satona.
There we are. Style and substance on show as United win on Merseyside.